Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you all. Welcome back to iArabic. In this lesson, you will learn the difference between gender in Arabic and gender in English. Secondly, you will learn how to know if an ism, a noun, is feminine. Thirdly, you will learn what are ta marbutah, alif maqsurah, and alif mamdudah. If you can remember from videos 1 and 2 that one of the types of a kalima is the ism. The ism is categorized in many different ways, and today we're going to be looking at the categorization of the ism or a noun according to jins. Let me plug that in for you. Jins. Okay? And jins is gender. So obviously you have two genders. You have feminine or what's called mu'annath, and then you have masculine or mudhakkar. Now let's say we take the word library. In English, library it does not have a gender. A library is neither male nor female. But in Arabic, just like other languages like Spanish, each word has to have a gender. So for example, library in Arabic is maktaba, maktabatun, and this is feminine, I know, because of the sta at the end. Also, you have the word as-sayyara. It means car and it's feminine. Why? Because of the sta. Now, other words might be masculine. For example, maktab. And maktab means desk. Now, some of you might say, oh, well, there's cars that are referred to as she. That's an exception to the rule. Okay, the car itself, the word itself, is not feminine. It's just referred to as feminine because you're personifying it. Whereas in Arabic, the word is feminine whether you personify it or not. Okay, a library is feminine whether you personify it or not. Why is it important to learn how to recognize masculine and feminine words? For example, you have pronouns. And if you want to use these pronouns properly, like hiya and huwa, then you're going to need to know what the gender of the word you're using is. If it's masculine, you use huwa. If it's feminine, you use hiya. Similarly, when it comes to verbs, if the subject of your verb is feminine, then you want to use this one. And if it's masculine, you want to use this one. So how can you tell what is feminine? Well, in Arabic, we have something called alamat ta'nith. Now, this phrase, what does it mean? Alamat, it means the signs. And thalath means three. So what's going to come next are the three signs that will tell you if something has ta'nith, which means it's being made feminine. So the first sign is ta al-marbutah. And a ta al-marbutah is this thing right here. Okay, and you'll have seen it before, and you'll see it again plenty of times. If ta marbutah is connected to a letter, it looks like this. Okay, so I write it like this when it's by itself, and when I connect it to the previous letter, I connect it like this. Now, why is it called marbutah? Marbutah means connected. Okay, it comes from the word rabt. Okay, and the reason why it's called connected, well, if you look at this ta, which is the normal ta that you're used to, the third letter in the Arabic alphabet, you'll see that it is called a ta al-mabsuta. And mabsuta means spread out. And so you can observe that if you were to take these two parts and connect them, you'd get a connected ta, a ta marbuta. Okay, and that's the easy way to remember which one is which. And so examples of words that use the ta marbuta, for example, Medina. And Medina means city. And so here we have the city. Another example is baqara. And baqara means a cow. Now, note that when making waqf, which we mentioned in the last video, video 5, the ta is pronounced ha. So if I were to stop and make waqf at these words, if it had two dhammas and I got rid of the two dhammas. When I stopped on it, I'd say sayyarah and not sayyarat. Same way with baqarah, I'd say baqarah with the ha. You can hear the ha sound at the end. Medina, maktabah. And so that's our ta marbutas. Now, the second sign of femininity is al-aliful maqsurah, and this is known as the abridged alif. And why is it known as the abridged alif? Well, basically, when you pronounce it, so for example, we have sughra here. The alif maqsurah looks like a ya here, but without the two dots. A normal ya looks like this, or like this. Okay, and this ya is just a ya by itself, but it does not have the dots, and it's known as alif maqsurah, and it tells you that this word that we're looking at here is feminine. So sughra means something that's smaller. It's an adjective for smaller, a superlative, and there's a mistake here, sorry about that. And kubra means bigger, okay, something that's bigger. And so again, we have this ya without the two dots, and that tells us that this word has an alif maqsurah, and this is feminine. And I added this vowel, right, which is basically a fatha that has been made to stand because the vowel is stretched. So I say kubra, I don't just say kubra, but I say kubra, sughra, and I stretch it a little bit at the end there. Third sign of femininity, and it is al-aliful mamdudah, and that means the alif that is stretched, or the stretched alif. Okay, al-mamdudah means stretched. So for example, we have the phrase kalimatun hamra'u, a red word. So over here you can see this alif and hamza pair, and they tell us that this word is feminine because this alif right here is our alif mamdudah. And when I read the phrase, I say kalimatun hamra'u, I stretch it. Another example is هذه المكتبة حمراء. This library is red. هذه means this. المكتبة means library. حمراء means red. So this library is red. At the end I have this alif and hamza pair, which tells me that this alif is our alif mamdudah. So when I read it hamra'u, and I know that it's feminine. And finally, our last example is al-qal'atu al-hamra'u. Al-qal'atu al-hamra'u, the red fortress. And the red fortress actually refers to this place, which is an actual place in Spain, as Muslims and Arabs did live there for over 800 years. It's called the Alhambra. And you can see that Alhambra, it sounds similar to the Arabic Al-Hamra, which means red. And it was just called red because of the materials that were used to make it. So finally you have Al-Qal'atu Al-Hamra'u, the red fortress. So that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you all.